What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Guitar Talk. Hit the like button, subscribe button if you want to. Roll that intro. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So in my recent mission of checking out some of the cheapest electric guitars you can buy and just how good they are for the money, I went on our good friends at GAK, I went on their website and had a look at what the cheapest electric guitar you could currently buy from them was. And it was this guy, the Hofner Contemporary Series, Hofner Shorty. So I got it here, let's dive in. So a little bit about the Hofner Shorty guitar, originally made in the 1980s. It's a full scale length electric guitar with a single humbucker in a very shrunk down little body, often confused with the Earl Wine Chiquita from the Back to the Future films. Checking out the specs out the body, there's not a lot to check out. It's a very small body. It's a basswood body, Hofner backplate on there. We've got a single volume and tone scratch plate, wraparound tailpiece that you can intonate, and a single Hofner open humbucker. That is actually quite a lot to check out. Out the specs at the neck on this, it is a bolt-on unfinished maple neck. It's a rosewood fretboard, 24.7 inch scale, unbranded tuners, and then interestingly, the specs say that I read that it's got 22 frets, but I have counted and it quite clearly has 24 frets on here. Sounds and tones that you can get out this guitar. So I've said before in videos, with a stripped down setup like this, volume, tone, and a single humbucker, people probably think it's not very versatile, but the amount of sounds that you can get out of a single humbucker, just rolling the volume up and down, and then the addition of the tone control there if you want it as well to take out some of the harshness in the high end, there's a lot you can do with that single pickup. And then when you pair it with something like, I was using the Fractal FN9 in this, the cleans, low gains, high gains that you can get just out of a single humbucker, it makes it a very, very versatile guitar that you don't have to worry too much about what pickup am I on or anything like that. The actual pickup itself, clean tone-wise, nice dynamics, nice separation between the strings, quite chimey, and a surprising amount of sustain, especially on the high strings. On the gainier tones on this, again, nice sustain on the higher strings. On the low strings, I found it wasn't very powerful, even on the highest gain settings on that preset, which is quite high gain. On the single string strikes, there wasn't a lot of sustain there and it faded out quite quickly, which can only be the electronics and pickups on this. But you can get anywhere from nice big lush clean tones from this, classic rock tones, bluesy tones. You can push it into the higher gain territory, but it didn't do it as well as some guitars. Setup on this out of the box, it's just a good basic standard setup really. I guess you could bring the action down a little bit, but that would just be personal preference. There's certainly nothing wrong with it where the action is. The pickup is at the right height. It's nice that you've got the saddles here on the bridge so you can intonate it if you want. The intonation was in straight out of the box. Once it's in tune, it seems to stay in tune fine. There's a couple of sharp fret ends just up here that could be dressed out, but again, straight out of the box they are there. But yeah, generally set up very well out of the box. Build quality on this straight out of the box, it's been put together pretty solidly. It's, you know, everything's bolted together as it should be. It's nice they've used an intonatable bridge on here so you can adjust the intonation if you need to. The pots feel like they've got that little bit of resistance there, which is nice, and they feel like good quality pots. The neck is very raw, unfinished maple. I don't know if there's any kind of finishing on there at all, but there's a couple of little rough spots down here where they could have sanded it a little bit more, but I prefer satin necks to gloss necks because my hand sticks to gloss necks, but this is very, very unfinished feeling. For the most part, I don't think you can really complain about how it's put together. It's nice, I say nice and sturdy, feels nice and reliable. The tuners do feel pretty cheap. They're like unbranded, cheap Chinese tuners, but other than that, yeah, very impressed with how well this is put together. Is the guitar worth the money? Now, it depends, I think, on what you want to use the guitar for. If you are someone who has a job where you travel around a lot on the road and you stay in hotel rooms and stuff, and you want a little travel companion guitar that you can sit on your bed in the hotel rooms with a little like headphone practice amp or whatever, then £129 to get a lot of use out of this in that scenario, I think this guitar is worth the money. This simplified setup, you can get a lot of different tones out of it with today's technology. In terms of if you were wanting to learn guitar and wanted something cheap to learn on or something small to give a child to learn on, I don't think this is the best guitar that you could give them at that price point. I would say spend a little bit more money, get a full-size guitar or get an actual child's guitar, but for the way this feels on your body and having to steady it because it's so neck heavy and all that kind of stuff, for £129, I think there are better options out there, or even for £140, all that kind of stuff, that do that job much better than this guitar. So is the guitar worth the money? I think it just completely depends on what you are looking for in an electric guitar. Would I play one of these live? And as usual by that, I mean, if I was going on tour for a year and you gave me one of these and said you are only playing these on tour this year, wouldn't it be fun? No, it wouldn't be. If I was having to stand up and play this on tour for a year, it would be too hard work of trying to steady the neck dive, trying to steady it here. I would not be playing my best and I would not be having a good time. Would I have one of these on stage, but if I had to do like a little bit of slide and I wanted to use it almost like a lap steel, then yeah, I'd jack the action up on it a little bit and I would happily have this on a stool and use it as almost like a little lap steel guitar, or I'd buy a lap steel. But in terms of an actual gigging guitar to take out and use at gigs, maybe like as a joke for one song, just for people to go, oh, what's he playing? It's so small. But as a main guitar to play on stage, absolutely not. I would not have a good time playing this. If I was traveling around, as I mentioned earlier, in hotel rooms and stuff, and just wanted a little travel companion that doesn't take up a lot of space in the car, with a little headphone amp, would I play one of these? Yeah, I would have this sat in a hotel room, on the bed next to me or whatever, just to pick up and noodle around on. Absolutely fine for that, but as a gigging guitar, no. Is there anything that I don't like about the guitar? Being completely honest and transparent, I like to be honest in videos, there's a lot that I don't like about the guitar. I guess, as I say, it depends on the application you are using the guitar in. So if you're using it as a little travel buddy, then like, yeah, it's all right. If you are going to a jam night where you're going to just be sat on a stool in the corner and you just want something small to take with you, yeah, you could get away with that. But as a general all-around guitar, obviously the design of it just means that it's going to be neck heavy. So standing up and playing it, it's going to flop over. You're going to have to steady it, and there's not a lot to steady, which just makes it uncomfortable to play. So you are not going to be playing your best on this guitar. The tuners, I know the whole point in this video is to do the cheapest electric guitar I could buy from GAK. And if you put more expensive tuners on here, then it might not be the cheapest guitar you can buy from GAK anymore. But they stay in tune when you get them in tune, but just getting there doesn't feel like a nice tuning experience, if that really matters to you. But yeah, being completely honest, there's a lot of stuff I don't like about it. But again, it just depends on your intended application for this guitar, I guess. So there we go, the cheapest electric guitar that you can buy from GAK, and from a lot of places actually at the moment, £129. It's a nice bit of fun. It's got its applications. They've been made for over 40 years at this point, and they're still going strong. So there is a want and a need for these out there. Let me know, have you got one of these? How do you find it? Do you have the same problem that I did, where you've got to steady it all over the place to play it? I am really interested to know, especially when this is, as I say, the cheapest electric guitar you can buy from a lot of places. Let me know, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.